What do you believe is the key to your success?
Staying true to myself, not letting other people kind of dictate how I feel and how I play, how hard I work. Just kind of staying in my zone. I'm really big on my faith. You know, God is my Lord and Savior. Staying consistent in prayer, staying, you know, grounded in my faith. That's a big one.
Why is that so important to you?
I always have something to fall back on. Everything else in my life is inconsistent, but God's love for me never fails.
We've got Paige Miller here from FIU Softball. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We're here in Miami. How have you been loving living here?
I love it. It's a lot different from the little Midwest town that I grew up in, but it's awesome. FIU is kind of its own little like town and community, I feel like, so I really love it here.
And where are you originally from? I'm
originally from Kaukauna, Wisconsin.
Wow. So that is a long way here. Yeah. And also very much culture difference. What was the biggest culture shock for you?
Oh boy. Honestly, I mean, just all the Spanish speaking probably for me. You know, I'm not a big Spanish speaker. I know a couple words, but yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing.
I mean, yeah, Miami honestly does make you feel like you leave the country a little bit.
It does. So. Yeah, you get a lot of different things though down here, not just the Spanish speaking. So
yeah, that's true. A lot of culture. So I know you came to FIU to kind of play with one of your friends that are on the team. So kind of take me through the decision making of becoming a Panther and you know why you came here.
Yeah, so I played at Wisconsin my first year, and Wisconsin's 2 hours south of my hometown, close to home. Family's able to come down and watch me, just a 2-hour drive. I was not happy there, obviously, hence why I transferred. And Callie, who I came here kind of following a little bit, she was definitely in my ear after I expressed, I'm just not totally loving it here. And we grew up playing in a really, highly competitive program together with great coaches. Just everybody around you is just really hardworking and pushes you to be the best version of yourself. And I just wasn't getting that at Wisconsin. So, she was definitely in my ear the whole time, supporting me and kind of, giving me the little nudge. And that's just kind of how it all went down.
So was she there as well or no? No. You guys are just friends?
Yeah, so she went here her first year while I was at Wisconsin. And then I transferred my sophomore year. So this will be our second year playing in college together.
And what is the biggest coaching difference that you've noticed coming to FIU since you've had that experience in Wisconsin? Yeah, I'm just very real. Not, you're getting very authentic coaches and people. They're not a different person once you step off the field when you're on the field. Same, and they just care a lot about you, and you can tell that they care. That's the biggest thing is, I know I'm talking to somebody that genuinely cares about me and, is going to push me on the field, but also, again, just wants me to be that best version of myself. Do you think that you were kind of experiencing that at Wisconsin? Like just them being two different sides? Like, was it more political that you were dealing with there?
I mean, I could always say that. I think freshman year is also just hard, as it is. It's a lot of adjusting and kind of figuring things out for yourself. So as much as I could say that, I think it just wasn't the right fit for me. And I think there are a lot of things down here that are just better for me and my personality.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like with Callie to, kind of solidify the decision making?
It was a lot of me asking her questions and picking her brain. And then from there it was like, all right, I got to submit my housing. So are you going to come here or not? Kind of thing. She was really, really pushing it for me to come here. But yeah, I picked her brain a lot, got a lot of questions answered. And again, it was really good back and forth. And she was always just, hey, here's what it is. I'd love it if you came here, and yeah.
And how do you like to be coached, knowing that just having that difference?
Yeah, I think being in a highly competitive program for the majority of my life,
I like to be coached hard, you know, I like to be pushed. But it's, again, it comes off, you know, phenomenally when you know that these coaches actually care about you as a person. So yeah, I love to, you know, work super hard and be pushed super hard, and supported at the same time.
Where do you think that comes from? Was there a coach like in your high school journey or a parent or mentor that kind of pushed you as hard that, you know, makes you enjoy that type of coaching style?
Yeah, for sure. So my high school coaches were kind of my coaches for almost like my entire softball career, since I was like 5 up until a senior in high school. They were the people that were going to push you past your limits and push you past your potential. Whether you liked them that day or not, they were still going to push you. So I think I got a lot of that from them. We were also very successful, so it kind of added up. Like, man, we are totally seeing results, and we're getting better, and we're making each other better and things like that. I also played competitive volleyball, and I had a lot of different coaches through club volleyball and travel volleyball, and same sort of thing. Like, they just push you to your potential you didn't even know you had. And my parents as well. They're not so much gonna, you know, rip on me and push me super hard, but they're the ones that are supportive and like, yeah, man, like, you got this all the time.
How did you choose softball over volleyball to keep going?
It was a hard decision. I think I grew out of my position a little bit at volleyball because I was a libero. And I think softball just became a little bit easier on my body. And then it was kind of that option of staying closer to home at first. Obviously, that's not the case now, but I think just at the time it felt right, and I don't have any regrets.
Why is softball important to you?
It pushes me. It gives me something to always work on, you know. I'm never going to be perfect at anything, so I always have room to improve and make myself better. I also think that even though I've been playing for as long as I have, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still learning something new every single day. I'm still learning something new from my teammates, from my new coaches, from the people I'm playing against. It's just a whole big learning opportunity and growth opportunity. So that's what I love about it.
So what position do you play?
Third base.
What's kind of the dynamic of being a third baseman?
Third base is very defensive. You're defending against the small ball, like the slappers and the bunters, and then you're defending against the power hitters too. So I really like it because I'm also a slapper. So I like defending against the more strategic hitters where you don't necessarily know what they're gonna do. And yeah, it's just you just gotta be on top of your game. You gotta be paying attention, and you gotta anticipate that anything's gonna happen.
So you're from Wisconsin, played volleyball, softball, transferred, you're here. Siblings?
Yes, I'm the youngest of 3.
Oh, wow. And did they play any sports at all?
Yeah, my brother played college baseball for his freshman year, and then my sister was going to play college softball, but she decided at last minute she didn't want to. But
so the field, the ball, it's kind of, you know, ran in the siblings.
Yes.
Is that influenced from your parents at all?
We all kind of played every single sport growing up. We just liked, you know, ball out. We were athletes. My dad played college baseball and college basketball. He was sad when I stopped playing basketball, but that's okay. Mom was also an athlete growing up. She didn't play in college, but definitely influenced from the parents.
So do you feel like even you choosing to pursue softball and everything, was that any influence from your siblings, or do you think you kind of went down your own path?
Both. I always grew up watching them. I was always at their tournaments. I loved watching them. I always enjoyed being in that environment. And seeing as though they kind of hung up the cleats, it wasn't necessarily like, yeah, just because they stopped playing, I need to start playing or keep playing. I think it just kind of ended up the way it ended up, and now it's kind of like roles reversed, you know? They still come and watch me play and love being in those environments where they're watching me at the ballpark, and just like I did when I was younger.
And how has the adjustment been being so far away from home?
It's been really great and really positive.
I'm never not going to feel homesick because I love my family so much and they're, so awesome. But I think that's also telling as to how special my family is and how, great they are and supportive they are. But it's been nothing but a positive move down here. I love everything about it. I feel great about my decision, and just being down here the last couple of years has really reassured that decision and made me feel really good about it.
And throughout the whole journey, what was the biggest turning point for your development? Mm-hmm. Either personally or on the field?
Yeah, probably when I decided to transfer. Because as much as I didn't feel great about being at my last school, it's still hard to transfer. And I think a lot of people don't realize that is, you don't like it that much. Great, you can transfer, you have the ability to transfer and then everything's great. No, it's hard to transfer. You build a lot of relationships your freshman year. And you get to a point where you're finally comfortable and settled in your freshman year. So it was hard to, leave and take that step. But I think that was a big step of growth and maturity for me, is to pack up and go as far away from home as I did. And it just forced me to step up in a lot of other ways as well.
What was your favorite game that you've played in last season?
Oh boy. Probably when we walked it off against Middle Tennessee. That was a huge game. I think Janelle hit the winning home run to walk it off that game. My grandparents were down here, and they're getting up there, so it's not super easy for them to travel 1,000 miles from home. And then also being in Mexico last year, my whole family was there as well. Just surrounded by, good vibes and everybody's having fun and my family's there. Those are the games that stand out to me.
And how does softball serve you individually?
Kind of going back to that growth point, that growth and continuous learning point. I think also if there are other areas in my life where, I'm not feeling totally content, I can always come back to softball. Or it goes the other way. Sometimes softball, humbles me, and then that's when another area in my life kind of feels awesome, or there's more emphasis on that. So I think it makes me appreciate a lot, and it also is something to fall back on.
What type of lessons from that entire experience of moving here across and the transfer and everything, what kind of lessons do you think you can kind of take from that you'll apply to, any life situation?
Definitely, sticking up for yourself and staying true to yourself. I think you know yourself the best. Nobody can tell you differently than what you stand on, right? And just being confident in that. You never know if you don't try, sort of thing. If you would have asked me 2 years ago that I would be sitting here in Miami, Florida, I wouldn't have believed you, right? And then just continuing to work hard. Work hard will beat anything else if you continue.
What do you believe is the key to your success?
Staying true to myself, not letting other people kind of dictate how I feel and how I play, how hard I work. Just kind of staying in my zone. I'm really big on my faith. God is my Lord and Savior. Staying consistent in prayer, staying, grounded in my faith. That's a big one.
Why is that so important to you?
I always have something to fall back on. Everything else in my life is inconsistent, but God's love for me never fails.
Is that something you grew into, or you found on your own in your own journey of life, or is that something that you kind of learned on your own through?
I would say both. I grew up going to Catholic services with my family. Church on Sundays, Easter Mass, Christmas Mass, things like that. But I think the last couple years is when my faith really, really developed into a strong part of who I am. So I don't think it was necessarily not ever there. I just think that it's becoming strengthened the last couple years.
I mean, I'm going to make a light joke. We're in Miami. Who knew that so much faith here is in Miami? I mean, nobody thinks about Miami and thinks about God. And like, you're like the third or fourth athlete that's kind of mentioned this today. So, I mean, hey, I'm happy to hear it. Miami.
Yeah.
There's a revelation happening in Miami. So how have you, how has your faith grown while being, on your own here at, in Miami? How has it been for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I've learned to kind of connect it to my sport and connect it with just important things going on in my life. And I'm also not ashamed to share it with other people. It's not like I've ever been embarrassed, but I was not one to go and say like, hey, can I pray for you? Or, hey, here, read my devotional from this morning. Or, hey, you should really check out this Bible verse. Or, hey, let's go to church on Sunday. So I think God has just really been using me to just spread his word.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great. Is there anybody on the team that has kind of also helped you with that?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of us are really, connected with our faith, which is really, really special. It's not like that everywhere. And I think it's telling too, the programs that are grounded in faith are really successful.
What's kind of something that you've taken into consideration into your heart of just something that you're grateful in the way that your parents raised you?
Well, if you ask anyone that's from the Midwest, they say a lot of things about how Midwesterners are the friendliest people you've ever met. And I actually get that a lot down here. And I never would have known that until people started saying that to me. So I think that's a big compliment to my parents is just be a good person, right? Just be friendly. I'm a yapper. I love to talk, If somebody comes up to me walking on the sidewalk and wants to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. And that too, it's one conversation with somebody could change their life, could change their whole day, make their day, things like that. So I think just, being a good person and being friendly, right? If you ask any of my friends, they're like, yeah, she just loves to talk. She will not stop talking. And I also think I get that from my dad. He's a big people person, and my mom too. From that point,
you give me this energy that you're just gonna be such a cool mom.
Really? You're not the first person that said that either.
You're gonna be the team mom. If your daughter were to do softball, you'd be the team mom or the class mom.
My little roommate Daly, she's a freshman. She just told me that 2 days ago.
That's so funny. Yeah, I get that through and throughout. I feel like I've met you in a mom version already. When I was 15. But it's a compliment.
Yeah,
that's,
it is.
It's means you have a very homey, nurturing.
That's a
energy
good thing.
Too. Yeah,
good.
I mean, maybe it's the Wisconsin charm. I feel like this sport is growing so much.
For sure.
I feel like there's a lot more attention that's kind of getting drawn.
Yeah.
Also, softball's so much fun. If you haven't gone to a softball game, you got to go to a softball game because the girls are almost so much fun. There's chants, there's ponytails, there's braids.
There is everything.
There's music. What's your go-to hairstyle for game day?
It changes every single day.
It does?
Yes.
You don't have a go-to?
No, I wish I could say I did, but I ask anyone. I will change it 3 times before the game even starts. Sometimes it's a ponytail with curls. Sometimes it's a bun. Sometimes I got some braids in there. Sometimes it's bubbles.
So, I mean, considering that it's growing so much, what do you think about FIU's program that kind of stands out?
I think they're growing as well. I don't know a whole lot about the history of FIU, but I do know that the last couple of years we've made some tremendous steps. Even our year last year was a historic year for the program, and it's really special to be a part of that. And I know everybody on this team is just working toward, a goal that's bigger than us. And it's been fun to be a part of.
Do you still get nervous for game days?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Do you do anything to kind of ease those nerves? Do you have a daily thing or something you do the night before? One time I talked to a baseball player that slept with his glove, but the night before.
Nothing like that.
So,
no,
I don't know. Everyone's got their own thing.
I know. Well, okay, so the morning of when we're at home, I will go to the locker room 2 hours early, And this might be weird to some people, but I walk around the outfield barefoot.
Wow.
And I just like ground in the sun if it's nice
By
out.
yourself?
Mm-hmm. And then
How many hours before the game?
I'll like 1.5 hours. So I'll walk around the outfield in the sun for a little bit. And then
That's a great idea.
thank you. Thank you. And then I do a little devotional
Yeah.
in the locker room by myself, and I hook up to the speaker and I blast worship music and I read my Bible, just to kind of, bring the nerves down a little bit and just kind of ground myself. When we're away traveling, I won't walk around barefoot on other people's field because that's weird and I would probably get like kicked out or something. But I'll take my Bible to the hotel lobby and I'll get a little hotel coffee and I'll do a little devotional down there.
So you prioritize grounding yourself
I do.
beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to like be your own because,
Yes.
it's a lot of social battery.
Yes.
You go and you
Yeah.
gotta give a
Mhm.
lot of yourself in
Yeah.
a short amount of time.
Exactly. But the second I'm done reading, then that's when the rock music comes on and then you got to get pumped up. So.
What's something about the softball world that maybe is starting to industrialize that you're like really happy about?
I feel like the game is kind of getting like simple again. Like I feel like it's kind of like it keeps evolving, but at the end of the day, it still is a very simple game.
And what are your aspirations, after you're all said and done?
Oh boy. If I don't continue playing softball, I'd like to definitely coach or be, a coach of some sort. I can definitely see myself in that kind of area, keeping myself involved. At the same time, if it's time to hang it up completely, I'm gonna try and pursue medical sales.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So you are interested in going pro?
Maybe. We'll see.
What's the debate?
I just haven't really thought of it.
Yeah?
I love college softball, but there comes a point where I'm gonna have to stop playing. So it just kind of depends where I am in my life, and what's going on and how I'm feeling.
So has there ever been a moment, even just like in your personal life, maybe you have like a personal testimony that you have been through, that you've kind of had to overcome that's made you into the person you are today?
Yeah, honestly, just my freshman year as a whole,
Yeah.
I'll keep going back to that. But that was really a challenge for me,
Yeah.
both physically and mentally and across the board. But
Well, how has the coaches here kind of stepped up to you for you in a different type of way?
they have completely given me my confidence back and my love for the game. It goes a super long way to know that somebody believes in you and has confidence in you and will stick you out on that field. And I think that's been the biggest thing, is just honestly giving me my spark back and my confidence back.
Was there a specific game, practice, or moment with any of the coaches that you just remember, like, it just turned something around that day and you knew you've made every right decision to be here?
Yeah, my first game, my first regular, or I guess preseason game last year against Indiana, I was in the starting lineup and I just wasn't used to having my name called before the game on the lineup card. And I texted my parents right after that, and I was like, hey, like, I'm starting at third base this game and I'm hitting whatever. And I actually think I got tears in my eyes because I was like, man, like, I made it, But at the same time, the FIU coaches, they've seen me, overthrow plenty of balls at practice. I've struck out, I've made mistakes, all that stuff. So for them to see all that and still believe in me was really the turning point.
So when you were in Wisconsin, do you feel like you were just like overlooked?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I can say that and I can use that as my excuse as to why I transferred. But yeah, I still will stay true to myself and believe that whatever went down at Wisconsin, that's kind of, it all happened for a reason, and that's why I'm here now.
So do you have any advice for any like young seniors or juniors that might be going through the recruitment or decision-making process, and what to look out for, and, you know, just due to like what you've kind of experienced, and maybe, you know, things they can look out for so that they can make the best fit for themselves on what might be a great match in the softball world?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest one is to trust your gut. You know, don't go chasing after the money. Don't go chasing after what you think is right. Do what you feel is right. Keep your loved ones involved. You know, my parents were very, very supportive of whatever I was going to do, but they still know me enough where they can give me great input. And just work your butt off. That's the biggest thing.
And what's your goal going into the season?
Work my butt off, grow as a person, grow in my faith, learn.
Do you have any like expectations, or like just based off of like, you know, the girls on the roster, the dynamic of everything, like what's kind of like your expectations for the season?
My expectation is that we're going to be really competitive. I think we have a lot of new young talent. We have a lot of veterans. I think we're just going to go out this year and ball out. It's going to be a grind, and we're going to push each other. But I think it's going to be a really, really competitive year.
I'm going to do some rapid fire just to have some fun.
All right. Oh, boy.
Turf or dirt?
Turf.
Hot weather game or cold weather game?
Hot weather.
Dugout walk-up song or on-field intro?
Ooh. Probably walk up.
What is your walk-up song?
Last year it was I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and we actually had two. And then Nothing But a Good Time.
See, that's
Poison.
why softball's so much fun.
Yeah.
Not every sport has a walk-up song.
No,
but
and you get a mix. Like you have the rap, like the kind of cutesy songs, the rock, like you get all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year, I've been at a softball game before, and I'm like, what is that song? I need to Shazam it.
Yep.
Right now. Best snack during a doubleheader?
This might be a hot take, but I really like, do you know the brand Siete?
No. What is it?
Like Siete, they have like chips and a bunch of different snacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Those are like my all-time favorite chips.
Oh my gosh, have you had the jalapeno ones?
Yes.
So good. Oh my gosh. And they're like really like good for you.
Yeah. Good oils.
Good choice.
No seed oils.
That's not a hot take. That's a good one.
Okay.
I like it. Favorite post-game meal?
See, the food is hard because I'm not a picky eater at all. Like, I love everything. I guess just Chipotle, maybe. I don't know.
Fair.
We get something different every single time.
Yeah.
Or, like, we'll get, like, steakhouse, sometimes Longhorn.
Favorite uniform combo?
I liked the Panther head last year. Navy with the Panther head, navy pants, tan socks. Or, no, navy socks, navy belt, like, all navy look.
Cute. I love it. Day game or night game?
Night game.
Coffee order?
Oh, I am a coffee like addict. Guys, this is a great question. Usually I get just like a vanilla sweet cream cold brew from Starbucks.
I love that one.
I like strong coffee.
Me too.
Recently I've been getting the nitro cold brew with some
Starbucks?
sweet cream.
I'm gonna try it next time.
Really good, really smooth. But if I'm just like making it at my dorm, I'll just throw like an espresso pot in with some creamer, some ice.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Go to hype song before a game?
Probably I Love Rock and Roll.
If you weren't playing softball, what sport would you play?
Volleyball.
I had a feeling that. Sweet or salty snacks?
Salty.
One thing you must have in your gym bag. Your game bag, sorry.
My chapstick.
Smart. The sun. Who's the funniest teammate?
Probably Brooke McNichols or Daly Elsbrook.
Who has the best walk-up song on the team?
I like Janelle's walk-up songs because they're like in Spanish and I don't know any of the words, but they always have like a great beat to them and everybody dances.
I think
So
Bird
that's
said
fun.
the same thing. Kennedy
Yeah.
literally said
They're
the
like
exact same thing.
Bad Bunny or some, I don't know. And everybody loves it.
Who's most likely to be late to practice?
My roommate, Riley Silvers, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You wake her up, so you would know, right?
Oh, yeah, actually, no, we do have to wake her up before a lift, like every morning, because her alarm doesn't go off.
So
Yeah,
sure.
Riley, it's Riley.
Who's most likely to forget their cleats?
Julie Vanderkoos,
Home runs or stolen bases?
stolen bases.
Road games or home games?
Home games.
Extra innings or run rule?
See, extra innings is like fun when you win, but probably run roll.
Head first slide or feet first?
Head first.
Music in the locker room or silence?
Locker room. Music.
Ice bath or hot tub recovery?
Ice bath.
And is it true Wisconsin is a cheese state?
It is very true.
Do you have a favorite cheese?
Pepper jack.
Is it really? Do they like produce it there and stuff?
Mhm.
I mean, it's like
Lot
a
of
thing
cheese.
people know.
Cheese and beer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Have you ever seen like the cheese heads?
yes.
I have one of those.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for watching this podcast at FIU, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Of course.